In the heart of Monaco, where the streets shine like polished gold, stood La Mirage Royale, a hotel where the powerful rest and the world's finest pass through without a wrinkle. And that day, beneath its towering glass archway, walked a woman in silence. No bodyguards, no jewels, no red carpet beneath her feet. Just Naiwan Dolo, dressed in a simple cream caftan, her locks tied behind her head, and sandals worn soft from years of walking roads most wouldn't survive. She approached the front desk. NEH1 greeted, "Bonsoir, reservation under Dolo, Naiwan Dolo, penthouse suite." Mr. Caldwell, glancing over her, said, I'm sorry, madam, I see no such reservation." Naiwan said to him, "I booked 2 months ago, paid in full." Caldwell, patronizing, said to her, "You must be confused. We're at full capacity. Perhaps try one of the smaller inns by the port." He never checked the system, never asked her name again. He saw a black woman standing alone, and made up his mind. But Naiwan said nothing. She stepped aside, took out her phone, and calmly said, "Activate Sunbird Protocol. Notify Mr. Legrand. I'll wait." She looked out the tall glass windows as the sea rolled in the distance. And for a moment, she was no longer a woman in Monaco. She was a girl, running. This incident reflected fresh memories, a flashback of her native Bong County, Liberia, 1992. War had arrived like thunder on dry leaves. Naiwan was 7. The night the rebels attacked their village near Zota, her mother hid them beneath a woodpile. She watched her neighbors dragged, her school burned. She heard her cousin scream from the bush, and never heard her again. The girls were not spared, the boys were not protected. Children became soldiers, daughters became silence. She lost her father that night, her mother also few months later. And then the walking began. With her aunt Woki Koli, she crossed into Côte d'Ivoire, and from there to Paris under a refugee resettlement program. But Paris wasn't kind. In a city that bragged of light, Naiwan found only shadow. She slept near Gare de Lyon station, scrubbed bathrooms in cafes by day, was ignored, dismissed, insulted, daily. She spoke no French, but her voice sang. She sang to survive, on corners, under bridges, until one day, a music producer from Abidjan passed her singing near the Bastille market. He gave her a studio hour. She recorded one song. That song reached home, reached the world. By 24, she was performing across continents. By 27, she was winning awards. But she never forgot what her anti-woke said to her. "The world might love your music, child, but they'll still question your skin. So don't just sing for their pleasure. Buy the room, own the roof, name the building." Back in Monaco, 30 minutes had passed. The hotel buzzed with guests sipping wine and checking in. Then, the glass doors swung open. Pierre Legrand, CEO of Mirage Group, stormed in, his face drained of color. He made a straight path to Naiwan and bowed. Pierre said with urgency, "Madame Dolo, please accept our sincerest apologies. We had no idea." Naiwan, even much calmer because of her past experiences, "You didn't care to know. I did not fit the profile. Too quiet, too plain, too black, and too African." The lobby froze. Caldwell stood dumbstruck. Naiwan said to Caldwell, "You turned me away. But I built this place. I own 51% of this hotel. I am the reason your paycheck arrives." Naiwan didn't shout. She didn't ask for media attention. She didn't even fire him. However, she issued a new mandate. 10 full scholarships for Black girls and war survivors to study hospitality. Annual internships for Black youth at Mirage Properties. Cultural inclusion training for all staff. And a new plaque at the lobby entrance. Owned by Naiwan Dolo, in honor of those they tried to erase. That night, Naiwan stood on the penthouse balcony. The same room she had been refused, now silent, sacred. Below her, Monaco glittered. But she looked past it, toward the sky, toward home. Naima, her assistant, entered with tea. Naima said to her in a soft tone, "You could have broken the internet today." Naiwan replies smiling, "But I chose to mend something deeper." Naima insisted, saying, "They rejected you at your own property that you built with your hands and sweat." But Naiwan replied in a calm voice, "Yes. But I walked in with the key, not to a room, but to the whole house." They saw a woman and thought she had nothing. But she was a girl who fled war, a refugee who survived nights on cold streets, a singer who sang through grief, a woman who turned silence into empire. She is Naiwan Dolo, the owner they refused. A year later, she returned home, back to Bong County, but not as a survivor, as a rebuilder. She established the Sunbird Center for Healing and Hope, first in Gabaranga, then across 5 counties. Safe homes for orphans, therapy and training for rape survivors, shelters for women fleeing domestic violence, counseling for former child soldiers. Girls once called cursed were now called student, chef, nurse, queen. She didn't just build buildings, she built lives. One evening, she stood once again on the penthouse balcony in Monaco. This time, not with pain, but peace. Naima, assistant, again said to her, "You turned your scars into steps, Naiwan." Naiwan, smiling gently, said, "Naima, I didn't come to be seen. I came to change the view." She is Naiwan Dolo, the girl who fled war, the voice they tried to silence, the owner they refused, and the mother of a nation reborn. Our cherished viewer, what is the moral lesson you've taken from this video? Please share your thoughts in the comment section. We'd love to hear your view. Thanks for watching News TV. For more inspiring African faith-based stories, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.